What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. This is a special one. I'm going to be featuring a palette. It's not brand new, but it's brand new to me, and it is my first experience with Melt Cosmetics, and it is the Amor y Mariposa palette. I just think it's so gorgeous, just so pretty, and this bad boy is heavy too. I love the color story. So this isn't really one I'm necessarily giving you a review on. I don't know if it's getting discontinued or not, but it was on sale and I was able to pick it up for just a fraction of its price, which was really exciting. I love the colors in here and this color story. It just has a lot of bright, fun mixtures of things to play with, as well as some nice warm neutrals. So I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this palette. Today I created this look, just playing around with it for the very first time. I didn't know what to expect as far as the quality or the formula. I've never used Melt products before, so this is my first time, and I just love the color story and just think this palette itself is just a beautiful work of art. It just has these gorgeous packaging, which I try not to buy things just for the packaging, but it's always a nice bonus when you can get a beautiful makeup palette that also has a beautiful presentation. It just adds to the experience, and I love placing things like this as like art on my counter. It's like another example is this Unearthly Cosmetics milkshake palette, strawberry milkshake palette. I love the art, so it's just a bonus to loving makeup, and then you get this beautiful packaging. So if you want to see me create this look and just play around with a small portion of these colors today, just keep on watching. So I'm going to start by priming with my Moira Pro Long Priming Cream Shadow in the shade Beige. I've been using this for a little while now. I think it helps with how long the eyeshadow lasts and with creasing on me. It isn't a step I always do. Sometimes I just forget or don't have time, but today, since I'm gonna be doing something, bright and colorful, I'm gonna go ahead and just tap this on the lids. I usually tap it on with my finger or a brush and then set it with a translucent powder. I find that if I don't set it, I do start to get creasing of the primer. Like I'll start getting a weird little line where my lids crease. So lightest shade in this palette, I believe, is Te Adoro. It's like one of these. These are really close, but I want to say that maybe this one's just slightly lighter. But oh, okay, that's darker than I thought it was going to be. Okay, I'll go ahead and just put this in the crease. That's much more pigmented than I was expecting. Kind of just setting the whole lid with this color once there's less on the brush. I think I'm going to go into one of these red shades in the crease and then do one of these sparkly greens all over the lid. That is a favorite color combo of mine, and I just want to play. I haven't swatched this palette yet, so I really don't know what these colors are going to look like as I apply them. I'm going to use a MAC 217, and I think I'm going to go into the shade Perla, which I believe means pearl. It's this bright red in the bottom corner. Gently tap into that. Just gonna do that right in the crease. I believe this is a pressed pigment palette, so I'm gonna do more tapping with these brighter shades than I am sweeping for now. And I'm just going to shape out my eye. I'm using more the amount of pigment on my brush to do the blending than like the motion itself. So when I first tap in and tap onto my eye, I'm going to get a deeper, vibrant shade, and as the pigment runs out on the bristles, it'll start to blend out and give me a lighter shade, which is kind of what I'm doing here. And I'm going to try not to go too far out just yet. I want everything to be kind of sculpted and lifted. I'm going to be using a fluffy brush that's a little bit wider bristles. It's kind of flat and wide compared to that MAC 217. And I'm going to go into, trying to decide if I want to go into this orangey one or this darker one. I think I'm going to go into Nueva Vida, New Life. It's just a little bit more brown and a little bit deeper. And just work on the outside of my lid, and I'm just going to kind of do it this way. Just packing that on just to give a little definition. Sweep a little bit of that Nueva Vida under the eye as well. Ooh, it's so pigmented, I better be careful. Okay, tap gently. I might need a smaller brush. Take this like dome pencil brush and just kind of use that and work with what I already picked up, because yeah, that's pigmented and definitely goes on the brush very easily, so I don't need to pick up any more. I just need to work with what I already put down here. Okay. I'm going to go back into Te Adoro, that very first transition color I used, and just kind of fluff out the red. This is just a little bit deeper of a shade, so I'm going to work it more in here. And as nothing's on the brush, I'll start bringing it out here. And I'm just gently fluffing over the edge of this red. I'm not disturbing it too much. Just kind of laying these colors down next to each other to mimic a blend. Okay, so now do I want to go into Michoacan? Ooh, so these are more teal than green. I was thinking that they were more like avocado green. Yeah, and this one's more minty. Okay, interesting. Ooh, so I'm gonna go in with this deeper Michoacan. I think I'm just gonna go tried and true with my finger. You guys know me by now. I like to finger paint my makeup on. Okay, and I'm just gonna put this all over the lid up to where it meets. Interesting, so this is like actually a cooler toned palette than I realized when I picked it up. So this green is a bit more teal. And now that I'm the color interaction, now to me this is looking a bit more plummy or purpley than it did orange. Just with the color interaction of that teal. And just to the touch, the shimmer is very creamy feeling. It's very nice. Kind of keeping it on the lid and just into the crease. I'm not overlapping it with that red too much. Pretty. So I think this cooled off a bit with this teal color, which makes me want to go in and add a bit more of these orangey colors in the crease. So I'm going to introduce a new fluffy brush. I have a ton of these types of fluffy brushes around. It's like my favorite thing to use because I do like to build up color. And I'm gonna go into this like peachy corally shade called Abuelita. Ooh yeah, picking up a lot of pigment there. And I'm just gonna dust that right above. So below where I did the reds and above where I did the green. And I just wanna warm up that color a little bit. So I think I would want to play with this palette and mix it with something that's a little bit more true green than teal. I do enjoy wearing teal, but and I loved these mattes. They definitely seem a bit cooler and mintier than I realized. Go back into Nueva Vida. and pack that over the edge of this teal and just start bringing it this way. Yeah, that's definitely like a plum color, which is what cooled off my look. So now that I have the warmth of the orange added in and then that cooler brown of Nueva Vida, I'm definitely getting some more sculpting of the eye. A lot of people know light and dark create contrast, but warm and cool also create contrast, as well as saturation. Means that things that are very saturated and desaturated also create contrast. So there's many ways that you can mix color to get some definition to your eye. Cool, so I think I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so finished up with the eyes. I went ahead and put a liquid lip on. This is Truffle from Dose of Colors and their matte lipstick. Just thought something neutral and warm would look good with this. And then I used the Bambi Eye Mascara today. I was thinking about adding a little bit of that minty lightish shade in the inner corner. I think I'm going to leave it like this for now. The other thing I wanted to do was kind of swatch some comparisons for fun and for my curiosity with the green shades that are in this palette and greens that I have in other palettes. So I'm going to start with the Melt Cosmetics, and I just want to see, there was a little bit of staining on my finger before, so we'll see how this does in the eyes with staining. And I'm going to compare this Michoacan, which I believe is a type of tree that grows in Mexico. And I wanted to compare that to a couple of greens I have. First of all, I was curious how it compared to this color Extra in the Avocado Toast palette. Because that one is kind of a tealy green too. Oh, okay. More emerald leaning. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting a bit. This is a little bit brighter and cooler. Compared to Urban Decay's Loaded, because that's another one that's like a deeper emerald green. From Makeup Geek in that last sale they had. And this is called Epic. And again, I felt like it was in that deep tealy green category. So I definitely own a variety of shades in this color family, which is why I was kind of like, oh, okay, when I saw it. But yeah, that one is definitely more of like a true green. That's Epic. Urban Decay Loaded. Avocado Toast, and the Melt. So definitely unique. It's much brighter. So that was just for fun. I wanted to compare it with some stuff I already had in my collection. I like to do that just out of curiosity. Like, did I dupe my collection already? You know, where's the variety at? That's just fun to do, to swatch and compare and play, but also for me, it's helpful for future looks, and when I reach for things, kind of knowing how they compare to each other is just helpful. So for you guys at home, that's just for fun to compare those. And you know, if you didn't pick up this palette or couldn't get a hold of a palette or were eyeballing it but didn't really want it, maybe some of those other options are things that you have access to or in your collection already. Thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys, and sitting along while I created this colorful look. This beautiful palette. I'm so happy I could pick this up on sale. I got it for $28, which was much more affordable price than its original $70 price tag. I think it's a really nice palette so far. I can't wait to play more with it and come up with some more looks. I think that I can do a lot with this color story. This is definitely something that I reach for a lot with these greens and reds. And, you know, when I do play with orange, I love them to be a bit more on the corally side, to play with reds as well. It's this beautiful neutral color, so I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. And in the meantime, when I'm not, this is just going to be like a beautiful work of art sitting on my makeup counter. You might even see it up here in future videos, because I think this is beautiful. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in my next video.